Angela Nampeo, digital editor, NMG. I have my colleagues here, Derek Wandera, Moses Talemwa, and Tracy J. Joseph. We're having a conversation about past elections, but in particular, notable past elections. We're speaking about the Arua by-election, and we're going back to August of 2018, mid-August, when independent candidate Kassiano Wadri, who was being backed by opposition parties, particularly the one he was being backed by Robert Kyagulanyi, Sentamu, and a number of others. And just at the end of a rally, chaos, or at the tail end of one of the final rallies in Arua, chaos broke out. So that's what we are going to speak about. Jeff was there in Arua. So Jeff, tell us, on that August, was it evening, afternoon, what time, did things actually start to happen? Where were you?
Yeah.
And what was going on after that rally of Kassiano Wadri?
I was on camera on that day. Yeah. I was on camera. And starting the day, it was like any other normal day, like here as we are here. Then in the evening there, we had loud bangs. Even when we are doing news in the at around midday there, we do live during midday. There were some loud things which I could hear in the headphones. I said, what is this? Is there anyone banging something? But there was some tear gas which was being fired, like in the clouds, like.
You could see it from where you guys were?
We were just hearing sound.
Okay.
And we could say, we are on the rally. So we said, maybe someone is banging something somewhere there. So we ended the day, and evening we did our story. It's like any other normal day. Like the chaos was, Arua is part of the places where there are many people, and people don't know.
It's a buzzing town. It's now a city, but a buzzing town then.
It is densely populated.
I see.
Arua was densely populated that day. So we did our story. As we are moving, and those bangs were now loud, and now Zua was telling me that, all those bangs we had, it was tear gas. I said, as they were a bit like they stretched like a long period of time.
Yeah.
I said, no, the others maybe would have been another thing. This is all tear gas or something. So,
the tear gas, give you focus. Which rally were you covering? Because there were two of them.
Yeah. For us, we are covering Wadri's rally. Then, and there was also President's.
So who was covering President Museveni's rally from NTV, from Nation Media?
What we're doing, we are because we are one team. We are three guys. There was Mwanga, who was a correspondent, and there was me, who was doing like a rounder, because Mwanga was not using his camera. We were only using one camera, and we had two reporters. Yeah, and that's it.
I see.
Yeah, so we could cover. Mwanga could go either on the other side or this way. But I remember we were on the FDC. But after finishing it, the FDC guys and the Bobby Wine started moving around.
FDC guys.
You get? After the rally, they didn't station, they started moving around. For us, we are packaging the story. So they called us, telling us that at that hotel,
Pacific Hotel,
someone has died. In fact, the person who, I don't know the person who called us, but he called Zua. Telling us that, guys, you come to Pacific right now.
And around what time is this?
It was it was going to around 7 there.
Okay.
7.
Was starting to get dark?
Yeah, it was starting to get dark. Around 7 there. Because we had already finished filing the story. So we went there. When I saw that it was getting dark, I told Mwanga, you know what? You put on the light, because the light didn't have a hand on the camera, so you be the light. So the guy was holding the light.
The light.
Yes. Me, I was somewhere, but I could see everything. So I was holding the camera. So our mic was like this one. It was a cable mic. So someone was calling us to go up and talk to Bobby Wine.
In the hotel?
In the hotel. He was there. So we said, let us first film here because someone has died and the thing was... Me, I told Zua, let us remain here. Because going up there, it will be like we are going to do the aftermath.
So were you the only ones at the scene? Like, what was the
we were
scene?
called. I think the person who called all the guys was also calling other media people. I saw some UBC guy. So after, we started filming. So Zuaz told me they want us live. So I think that's where you come in.
Yeah, Moses, you wanted live. How did you hear from these guys? What did you hear? And yeah, so what did you instruct them to do?
So the idea was that after they had finished their rally, they had to come up with a story and then report live from Arua. Now, my role, I was in the studio here at Serena, and my job was to coordinate with Herbert Ziwa and Jeffrey Tesje in the field. Now, of course, we were aware that Yasin Kauma, the driver, had been shot, who was Robert Kyagulanyi's driver, had been shot dead, and so we had pictures of the scene. We also had some commentary around. So Ziwa was on microphone, as Jeffrey indicated, and they started to give their account of what happened. They had sent their pictures earlier, so we used them as cutaways just to explain what was going on. And then in the middle of the transmission, they suddenly went off air.
Eranga kati ye omubaka wa Mityana.
Now, we didn't know what had happened, so we ran back to the studio to try and contain the situation. But I learned later that what had happened was that there was a security situation there, and the cameraman and the reporter ran in opposite directions to avoid the chaos.
Border. Come, you take me. Where? Down there. Tugende wa? Huh?